Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and it's time for another Power Rangers Unlimited issue. It's called issue 1. It's just call it Power Rangers Unlimited the Coinless. There's never an issue 2 of these things. And this is by Boom Studios, and we have the Coinless world and what's happening since last we saw them in. And last time we saw them was called Drakkon New Dawn, but it should have just been called Ranger Slayer New Dawn. I don't know why it's called Drakkon's New Dawn. He wasn't even in it. So this is written by Adam. I'm going to try and say this. No, I'm not going to. Written by this dude. He's called Adam. I'm not trying to say his second name because I'll say it wrong. We've got Moises on the illustrations. Colors by Arthur and Ed. Dukeshire is on the letters, and the cover is done by Dan Morrell. So Kaya has arrived with Drakkon into the Coinless universe, which is Lord Drakkon's universe, etc. And she says, the first thing I'm going to do when I get an opportunity is take you out. You know, it's quite simple. He says, no, you won't, because behind that wall, I have armies just waiting for me, wanting to see me, etc. However, it's not true. We also have in the background the Rangers see life signs, so they are going to investigate. So, what has happened is Dark Inspector has invaded this universe and quite simply taken it out really, really quickly. And what's left is these creatures. Kia tries to take a shot before, in between that, and even without being morphed, she is still quite strong. We also get this character here saying it's morphin time. So whatever these creatures have been turned in, it is a morpher. Meanwhile, Trini and Scorpina have a weapon that Vince the 5 has put together, and they throw it into the mix, which scares them all, and they all either run or die, etc. Now, Trini and Scorpina continue their bonding from the last mini run that we saw, and their relationship continues to grow. And they've clearly missed fighting because they've been hiding for such a long time. So Scorpina tries to kill Drakkon. So you got to remember, Drakkon has killed Rita. He's killed lots of people. He's conquered this world once upon a time. So Scorpina quite rightly goes for him. Kia wants to kill him as well. However, Ranger Slayer stops it. This is still not what they do, even though they are literally like the last people on Earth, etc. And then we still get this dude saying Kimberly in the background, and they literally return back home to who's left is Bulk watching the whole place, etc. And they are hiding underneath, which is literally like a freezer, a chilled area. It's a bunker, basically. So they get there, they get back in, etc. And Drakkon breaks free. Kimberly goes to attack him. And, you know, Drakkon is just as good as he has always been, etc. So he wants them to be Rangers again, and perhaps a team again to go against Dark Spectre. Another thing that Drakkon being here that is a reminder of Kimberly, when all hope was lost, he's the reason why she fought so hard in the first place. So this just gives her that reminder to go on the offensive, which is brilliant. So he needs coins. He needs coins to transfer the power, etc. Okay. Meanwhile, Bulk has hidden the Skull, who was changed under the thing. He wants to be a ranger. He remembers time when they drove that sword together that one time, but he really wants them to be rangers, etc. But he's hidden Skull against everybody's better judgment, and eventually he talks. He says Zord, but that's about it. Meanwhile, even though Dark Spectre has conquered this world, there is still a small group of people that he hasn't conquered, and he wants to conquer them quickly. And what seems to be happening is it seems like Skull is perhaps channeling some of this information to Dark Spectre. So even though Finster makes this device that can perhaps swap powers, the white power will simply not work, mainly because it's been built from refrigeration units. So there we have it. We also have guess who? Zach on the outside saying, "Come out, Kimberly, make it count." That is his words. So we learn more in the next page where Zach tells her to make it count. He has to let go. They need a leader. They need you. This was in some of their battles. Trini says that she's got Billy's power coin. She's had it all this time. And then they have a little argument, etc. So they've got one coin, but they need more. So there is more within the unit right at the top as the floor plans show. So they are going up. They are going out of the comfort of their bunker, which is probably quite safe to get this, but they have to be stealthy. No guns, no weapons, just pure quietness. So as they go up there, they end up coming along this horde of monsters. And the whole idea is Drakkon wants to resume control, and then he wants to fight Dark Spectre in this universe. He doesn't care about any other universe right now. He wants to conquer them in this universe. So during this fight, Kia makes the ultimate mistake by kicking one of them out. And he says, "Make it count," and then he shouts up above. And they all go rampaging up above. Quite simple. So when they get up there, he goes in there. Very simple. And, well, Jason shoots him. And he says, "First aid in the other room. The other bit's in the fridge." So when Drakkon wakes up, etc., they then start talking about this, etc., and the coins, etc., and who's going to be powered up. And Jason decides that he doesn't want to, because he doesn't want to go back down to the bunker. He doesn't want to be stuck there. He was tortured and tormented for many, many years, etc. So they use the machine, and they are morphed, and they all have swifty little capes to go with their powers, etc. As they all combine, Kia goes for this, and she's like, "No, we have to work as a team." And Drakkon is now the Green Ranger once again. So you can imagine at some point we'll get a figure of that from Lightning Collection. The other thing I wanted to point out, which I really noticed, is the paper feels really, the quality just doesn't feel there. For a comic that is more expensive than a normal issue, I really did not feel this at all, which is a little bit disappointing. So this isn't about victory. It's about fighting and keeping going and getting to the Master Arch, etc. So they have to get to the bunker, then they have to get to the Master Arch, and that is the next step. Skull breaks free using the name Bulk at this point. And then all hell starts going loose when he takes out Vince of 5 and opens the door. So it's time to go, Drakkon. Time to go and get out of there quite quickly. And he says that he can win. He says, "We don't need to win, just get inside." And he says, "Give me a hand." And then Zach once again, "Did it count, Kimberly?" You could see this quite easily on the screen right now. The door's open, it's breached. And he says, "No, you can't have her, she's mine." And she closes the door. And that is how it's left. Ranger Slayer is left to be transformed, captured, killed. I do not know. And we may never know, because literally at this point the issue sort of ends, because they defeat Skull, and then that's it. A coin sort of deactivates, disappears like she's dead. It's like, what do we do now? And he says, "We stick to Kimberly Hart's plan. We take the fight to Dark Spectre." And then I have no idea what happens after this. There has not been any sort of update on whether there's going to be another mini-series or another run. I have not seen any information yet. There may be information out there, but none that I'm aware of. I'm only aware of this limited issue, and then we've got Hyperforce coming up at some point. I don't think that's meant to tie in with this. So they're either going to do a little mini-series like they did with Drake and New Dawn, where I think they had free comic book day and then they had 3 issues, which could easily be done. You could do 3 little issues to continue this, and I really enjoy these little Coinless team, this series. I think it does work. Kia being added to the mix is quite an interesting mix. The usual banter between them and Tommy is great, and then you've got the big threat of Dark Spectre out there. So yeah, really good issue. I think Adam did really well, and like I said, I'm not familiar with his work. I'm not sure what he's written before, but I felt like he did a really good job. So well done. Anyway, if you like my review, please support my channel by subscribing. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that's watched this video. Thank you to those that are already subscribed. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.